Hey there, folks. We've got actually a shooting and training question to deal with today. It's not just drama. We're not just drop testing stuff. Actually have something to talk about. So let me read this for you. There's a question from Nighthawk Custom. Oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of cool. I didn't realize that before. Nighthawk Custom left this question. Okay. In what ways did you adjust your shooting style when moving from Glocks to 2011s? Grip, trigger control, etc. Thanks, Ben. Love your channel and your content. Well, I appreciate the question very, very much. So, if you guys don't know, I've been shooting. Well, I've been shooting a long time. I've played around with 2011s and other raced out pistols a little bit during my time shooting, but mostly I prefer shooting the more production-y or factory oriented guns. As far as the training side of my business, that's where the interest is. Some law enforcement agencies are typically, now this has begun to shift, of course, but typically not that interested in a guy such as myself who shows up shooting a raced out gun. It's not the right look for the class. I mean, it's better if I'm shooting a Glock or something like that. Now, over the years, I've trained with those a lot. I've gotten decent with them. I'm pretty good with Glocks. I have a lot of time on them. And you might say, in a sense, the fundamentals don't really change, of course, when you're just shooting a different gun. But a lot of things do change. Now, the best example I can give you, like as far as the way I experience it, the way I perceive it, think about driving like a road car, a family car, ordinary road car versus driving a track car or a more raced out car. Now, is it different fundamentally driving one as opposed to the other? No, not really. They're both cars. You push the gas, they go. You hit the brake, they slow down and stop. Steering wheel makes them turn. The fundamentals don't really change. But the experience of actually driving a car like that is a lot different. So like a road car, like a family car, everything is kind of softer and slower the way it works, right? It's slower to accelerate. The car doesn't feel as responsive. It's softer, so you turn it, and it's like you can feel the suspension. You can feel the weight of the car in the suspension. You're just like a lot more gentle with it, and try to be smooth with it as you go around the corners, as you apply the brakes and the gas and all those inputs as you're driving the car. The more tracked out the car gets, you're driving a car, it's like you just touch the wheel and the car responds. As soon as you touch the brakes are so aggressive. I mean, you're slowing down. You get on the throttle, and the car might have so much power that you got to roll onto the throttle so you don't spin the tires, and you can keep grip. It's like everything is much, much more sensitive to my inputs. So in a sense, I have to be very careful, but also I'm going a lot faster. That's kind of how I experience shooting the more raced out 2011s as opposed to a Glock. So I'll give you an example here. So one drill I love, you guys know this, is doubles. That's how I like training marksmanship fundamentals. Where present the pistol from the holster, grip it, look at a small aiming reference, just like boom, fire a pair. Let everything settle down. Boom, fire a pair. Let everything settle down. And what I'm doing there is maintaining a visual connection to the target. The gun is recoiling and reciprocating, and I'm trying to get the input right so the gun tracks right back to that spot that I want to hit on the target. Now, let's say that I'm shooting an Atlas 2011, shooting one of those. The trigger's super light. The safety's very intuitive. The gun tracks really, I have the perception like it's tracking back really, really fast. It's not moving as much. So let's say if I'm shooting 10 yards with a Glock, I'll experience it one way, but then I can shoot the same pace at 20 yards with my 2011. All right. And it's like, I have to be super duper sensitive on the inputs with it, but I can be like, ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. And if I'm careful on my end, as far as how I'm inputting into the gun, like it's gonna produce a really nice result, even at 20 yards, shooting the same pace as a Glock. But the gun, everything, it's so much more sensitive to my input. And you really feel that, right? When you're shooting it. So when I'm shooting a 2011, it's like I'm always kind of reminding myself like, hey, do less, do less, do less. I mean, like less tension in my hand. You know, the grip, it sticks to my hand, because of the really aggressive texture on it. So it's just kind of like I'm trying to do less and less input and be more and more gentle with my input, and the gun responds better and better and better the more that I'm shooting it that way. All right. I think, and this is one of my criticisms of a lot of training, is where guys will have a Glock and they'll be shooting that, and then they'll get into the faster car. When they're shooting a raced out 2011 now, and they'll shoot the same times and the same distances, and they're kind of looking to achieve the same thing in terms of however you'd score the same exercise or the same drill. And what I would encourage people to do is like, no, get further away, go faster, and really try to get the most out of that system and do the best you can with that gun. That's where I think a lot of people get a gun that's like easier to shoot, right? But they're not trying to, get the most out of it. Again, let's go back to the car analogy. Let's say you get pretty good at driving like a road car on street tires, all of that stuff, and you drive it around a track, you learn all these skills, and you can put down a lap time. Okay, well then you get a tracked out car and you're just like driving the same lap time. You're not trying to go faster and get the most out of it, right? That to me is a mistake. So that's where it is. Like the big things that I experience when shooting a 2011 as opposed to a Glock is I'm going faster. I'm trying to get more out of it, right? I'm trying to shoot objectively better scores, but at the same time, I'm much, much more sensitive to inputs on my end, because every little input that I put into the gun, it's so sensitive that I'm going to see a change in how the bullets are impacting on the target. All right, I hope this answers your question there, Nighthawk. Hope you guys find it useful. If you have any questions or comments along these lines, put it down below.